This is Duke University.
I always did love movies, and back then there wasn't the avenues of entertainment that are open that they are today. There's no internet, no cable TV. So going to the movie theater was like a big event, and I can remember as a kid just loving going to the movies. It was always fun, and I loved westerns, I loved comedies. I got into Alfred Hitchcock. And it was also a kind of a social meeting place for us as kids. We'd all meet our friends at the movie theater on Friday nights, and it was a way to get away from our parents, I think. And just a byproduct of that was we saw a lot of great films, and I think that always stayed with me, and I always loved films. I read voraciously as a kid, and I loved short stories. In fact, there was a period in my life where I wanted to be a short story writer. I thought it was the perfect art form. And I actually tried to be a writer for a while. And even when I was here at Duke, I think they had a short story contest, and I wrote some short story. And I remember writing it and thinking I was, James Joyce or something, and then I'd get up the next morning and read what I'd written and just was like, this is the worst cliched thing I've ever read. So I ended up in psychology. I've met a fair amount of people in Hollywood that were psych majors in college. Studying psychology kind of helped me to understand people and personalities and how things interact and how it works. So, and that's a very strong component, certainly, in making a film, for sure. One evening, I drove over to Raleigh and saw Clockwork Orange, and it just changed my life. I was just so amazed by this film and what they did. And I remember driving back to Duke and just thinking, I really want to get involved in this, and I don't know anybody or know how to do it, but this is something I really want to do. And it kind of was a moment that kind of changed my life in a lot of ways. So it was then that I kind of decided that's the direction I'm going to head. And so I went to graduate school at USC and studied film production there. And it was good because at film school they allow you to try all kinds of different things, which in the real world is very difficult. You're kind of pegged as a cinematographer or an editor or whatever in the real world. But film school, you can take editing one semester, sound the next semester, and it's there where I really kind of found that cinematography was what not only was I very passionate about, but I seemed to be good at it. And so it was, quickly I kind of found, within a year at USC, I kind of figured that was my strength, and that was what I wanted to do. I love it when films can tell stories without dialogue, and there's sequences, particularly in European films, where you might just have a minute or 2 minutes where it's just music and images, and it tells a story that's just so beautiful and concise, and without the dialogue you can fill in the blanks yourself a little bit, kind of like reading a short story in many ways. The imagery was always something that always kind of stayed with me. I'm Bob Yeoman, class of 1973, and I'm forever Duke.